குறைந்த விலை நிறைந்த தரம் தங்கள் தேவைகள் அனைத்தும் ஒரே இடத்தில் ஜெயச்சந்திரன்.
We are seeing how our citizens are being deported back to India from the US in handcuffs, in chains, without human treatment or dignity. With the US President, Mr. Donald Trump, our Indian national deportees, hands were in shackles, and not a word of condemnation uttered by Mr. Modi either during the US visit. Refugees in India,
sir, please conclude, sir.
I will take 1 minute. They should not be branded as illegal immigrants.
எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவ் அரசியல் அப்டேட்களை தெரிந்து கொள்ள மின்னம்பலம் சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் செய்யுங்க.
The next speaker is Mr. Vaiko. Sir, you have 3 minutes.
How many minutes, sir?
3 minutes, sir. The allotted time is 3 minutes for you.
Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on this important bill. This legislation is attempting to replace 4 earlier acts relating to immigration, but it has been loaded with overriding powers. If you see class 3 of the bill, it gives unbridled powers to the immigration officers. In that, some kind of equilibrium should be maintained, because if it goes one-sided or lopsided, it may affect bilateral ties with the foreign countries. The immigration officers have the authority, and an officer or a person of head constable level has also been given the power to search and examine the document and conduct raid. This class needs to be revisited, or review should be taken. This bill empowers the immigration officers to arrest individuals without a warrant if suspected of violating immigration laws. This provision raises significant concerns about potential misuse, arbitrary detentions, and infringements on individual freedoms. At the international stage, we are seeing how our citizens are being deported back to India from the US in handcuffs, in chains, without human treatment or dignity. Since January 2025, 636 Indian nationals were deported from USA to India, but the treatment meted out to deportees handcuffing, and even sick deportees were asked to remove their turbans. Women and children were also not spared while deporting from USA to India. During transit for taking food and other necessities, like going to toilets, the deportees had to face untold misery. They were treated inhumanly, violating the international convention for deporting illegal immigrants from one country. With the US President, Mr. Donald Trump, our Indian national deportees, hands were in shackles, and not a word of condemnation uttered by Mr. Modi either during the US visit or after that. We strongly condemn this sort of attitude by the union government whenever Indian nationals were treated so inhumanly against all basic norms of natural justice and international conventions. When the Citizenship Act (CAA) was enacted, we insisted that a provision should be made for conferring citizenship to migrants from Sri Lanka who are of Indian nationals, the Indian national origin. The present bill also does not address the regulation of Tamil refugees in India who have come from Sri Lanka during the ethnic civil war. There are about 90,000 Sri Lankan Tamil refugees who are put up in Minnambalam and other refugee camps, rehabilitation camps, and are languishing for more than 40 years. There is a dire need to have compassionate and practical approach to grant of long-term visa, because it is established that they meet all the criteria laid down for LTV, as they had fled due to violence and ethnic persecution of their country, arrived without passports and treated as refugees in India.
Sir, please conclude, sir.
I will take 1 minute. They should not be branded as illegal immigrants. Hence, the MHA order issued on 23rd September 1986 should be reviewed and reminded. Before I conclude, I would therefore urge upon the Honorable Home Minister that they may be allowed to apply for Indian citizenship or LTV status based on the provisions of the Citizenship Act to resolve their current challenges, as they are languishing in the camps and outside for more than 40 years.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
குறைந்த விலை நிறைந்த தரம் தங்கள் தேவைகள் அனைத்தும் ஒரே இடத்தில் ஜெயச்சந்திரன்.
Minnambalam.com தமிழின் முதல் மொபைல் பத்திரிகை.